Hello and welcome to this installment of Chiefs TV. Now the Chiefs just finished up their sweep of the North Island Silvertips, currently sitting third place in the BC Major Midget League. And I'm being joined by our broadcast team. So we got Harrison Jerome with our play-by-play man, Jared Thomas. Now guys, who really stood out for you today is not only, well obviously we had Ethan Ray putting up 6 points, maybe the Lorm added a couple goals, but who do you think kind of behind the scenes really made the Chiefs click today?
Well, I gotta say, Sho Takai and Liam Ryan were phenomenal today. They really put up a quality performance. Sho Takai was a big minute man. He was everywhere he needed to be. He was great defensively. He was great on the penalty kill. And when Brett Diddick went out, he came in and he was really centering two lines. So I gotta say, Sho Takai has really been a great player for the Chiefs.
For me, it's got to be either Jesse Young or Bromhead. Bromhead, with his speed and with his tenaciousness, he's making plays happen. And that killer B tandem, Buono, Baines, and Bromhead, it's Bromhead that stirs the drink on that line, I feel. With his leadership, he's got those two rookies with him on that line, and they're really starting to click and get some chemistry. And they're definitely a great source of secondary scoring for the Chiefs.
And you brought up Jesse Young. He received the Hockey with Courage Award for the Chiefs this weekend. I was really impressed with how he played a great 200-foot game, making things happen at both ends of the ice, killing penalties. So kudos to him and the rest of the Chiefs for how they performed this weekend. And now we're going to be joined by Chiefs General Manager Steve Bratt, as he entered the league a few seasons ago with North Island, now the GM of the Chiefs. And you got to face that former team today. Steve, as a whole, how would you say the weekend went?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you come away with 4 points, that's what our plan was, and that's what we did. So we got the goal in terms of that. I think we put together a couple good periods today. Still didn't in either game put together the full 60 minutes, but we're definitely seeing the team going in the right direction and striving towards that 60-minute game. You see kind of longer stretches of it versus shift in, shift out. Now we're kind of building, 10 minutes here and then period. So. We're going the right direction with it, and again, getting the 4 points is the goal, and we're happy with that.
Right. How would you compare your role with North Island to your role now?
Yeah, I mean, North Island's where my coaching career started, coming right out of officiating for a number of years, and I was lucky enough to jump on with Jason as an assistant coach with the Silvertips right away. Learned a lot under him in the 1 year I was there. And coming back to the league now as a GM, obviously a little bit different role, allowing me some time to do the analytics and build the program, which has been a really exciting thing to do, alongside Jamie and the great staff we have. So different role. Would be lying if I said I didn't miss being on the bench a little bit, but no, I really did enjoy my time with the Silvertips and enjoying my time here in a different role.
So, Steve, you run Quake Hockey Advanced Stat. The broadcast knows it. They always get the advanced stat report in the intermissions. But how do you use this information for your team, and how's that going to help you moving forward in the season?
Yeah, for sure. So for us, it's kind of, I guess, 3 parts. One would be internally. Internally, it allows our coaches to almost compare it to their eye test and see if what they're seeing is what the numbers are showing. And it allows them to have some information to go to the players and kind of maybe correct some things or show where their efforts may be lacking or whatnot, however they're looking at it that way. In terms of against the opponents, going into the second half, we'll have a little edge just being able to look back on the other games, be it shot locations, on the goalie, on the ice, those kind of things. So any little edge we can gain from it is great. And I think thirdly, we're going to be utilizing it to promote our players. And as Jacob knows, we're working on a bit of a scouting package that'll be available for scouts and the players to look at once we get to the Christmas break. So I think those 3 parts really add to the program and the development and promotion of our players.
Now, Steve, we're approaching the halfway point of the season as we got next week against the Valley West Hawks, and that'll be the middle of the year. How do you think the Chiefs have done so far? What have they done to reach the expectations? What expectations do you guys have going forward for the team?
Yeah, I mean, it's sitting third in the standings right now. That's, we want to be in that top 3. We understand where the top groups are, and we've compared ourselves against them, and we're looking forward to having PG back here. I know that's one we've all circled on the calendar. So right now they're the team to beat, and we're striving to get there. So we didn't fare as well as we hoped against them. So that needs to be our new bar. In terms of where we are in the standings, third place is a good spot to be right now, and we'll keep moving forward. It's been guys going in and out of the lineup and whatnot. We haven't had the consistency in lines and stuff, so hopefully as we get in the second half, we'll see the lines kind of settle and we hopefully stay healthy and everything goes smoothly.
So Steve, you guys qualified for the Max tournament by virtue of win percentage, and you're going to Calgary. There's obviously a step up in competition when you get to that world-class tournament. How do you, as a coaching staff and a management team, prepare your players to take on some of the best teams in the world?
I mean, having experienced staff as well as player group who was there last year, I think that's a big part of it. So I know my first year, even just planning it, we're leaning on former assistant coach Jimmy Gooman, who's done a lot of it in the past. So he's even a former guy, really willing to help out this team in any way he can. So he's been a great help getting things going from the back end. And then Jamie's been there before. The players have been there before, so they'll lean on the leadership group a lot. He does a good job getting everybody prepared. We manage our schedule well. I think everyone's really dialed into what the players need when they're on a very unique trip, and where a lot of guys can get worn down. I think that's something we're well aware of, and we want to manage our energy level while we're there.
All right, Steve, thanks for joining us, and thank you for watching this installment of Chiefs TV. Stay tuned for the rest of the season as the Chiefs make a push for the Cromie Memorial Trophy, and hopefully the TELUS Cup is in the books this year. Is this something we can think about achieving?
That's the goal. I mean, like I said, we're a ways away from that. We don't want to get too far ahead.
No.
We know who the teams are that we gotta compare to, and Max will be a great place to see where we line up. So we're excited.
All right, thanks again, and stay tuned next week as the Chiefs take on the Valley West Hawks in a home-and-home series.